Hello friends, this is Nikki Lynn Pugh, aka the Gentle Healthy Traveler. Some of you may know me from the Victim to Victorious Summit that was launched the end of last year. If you haven't heard of that amazing 21-day summit where over 40 interviews were put up on the internet and for a few months on YouTube for free. And I have selected interviews also at thegentletraveler.com. So why am I doing this video today and touching base with you? Well, I wanted to let you know that I'm embarking on an amazing journey. And it's really interesting and amazing, incredible how God works in our lives, and how things that we don't really know how things are going to come to pass, but we just have a feeling that we should do certain things, and then things become clear as you go on through life, like, right? I don't know if you've had that experience, and it's all about listening to that intuitive nudge, which I believe is the voice of God. But other people, of course, you may have a different concept of that. But at any rate, it's just trusting yourself and that kind of inner knowing, right? Versus maybe sometimes how we can get all kind of clouded and confused in our minds, and also what society wants us to do, doing the logical thing or the practical thing. And sometimes you need to do that. And I love when there's a blending of the two. And I think that is really kind of how we know that we really are listening to the voice of God, that we really are stepping into a partnership with Yahweh, and in particular with Yeshua. Because Yeshua and Holy Spirit are our guides in life. It's like I kind of sometimes see Yeshua on one side of me and Holy Spirit on the other, and we're arm in arm, and we're walking down life together. Like, I don't have to walk down life and make all these crazy decisions and in my life alone. And even if you have a partner, especially though for those of us who may not have a partner right now in life, or I know that a lot of us have been kind of a little bit more isolated than we'd like to be for the last couple years, and so we might have had friends that were close before but have gone to the wayside. And there's a lot of us who are walking through our path in life, at least like in the natural realm, alone more than we've ever been before. And that's when we press into the life that we feel all around us. You start pressing into that. You start getting a sense of hope, and it just spirals from there. You start getting a sense of joy. It's like, wow, there's a lot of things that are not going on right in my life, but I'm feeling this sense of peace and joy. Where's that coming from? And so you start pressing into that even more, and eventually you wind up pressing into God, Him, herself. And of course, the Creator takes many different forms. And for me, it's just such a beautiful journey to be able to have a tangible, the wind's picking up, relationship with Yahweh. And I do that through Yeshua, and I do that through Holy Spirit walking hand in hand with me on earth. So I'm never alone. I never feel like I'm doing anything just all by myself. I'm not striving. I get to stay and rest while I walk through this crazy, amazing path of life. So I just realized that I had my phone in kind of vertical mode. So sorry about the phone. It looks like I'm on my phone, which I am, but now it's horizontal, so that makes it a little bit more professional. So I wanted to just touch base at the beginning of a new journey in my life, and kind of give honor to the gentletraveler.com, and to encourage you that whatever you're facing right now, there is a way to step into solutions for what you're going through, in a state of peace and joy and rest. We might have certain things that come at us in this crazy world that we're living in, where we could get really anxious about it. I know I have. My particular situation is that, there's been times in my life when I've been making a decent amount of money. Now, when I was a school teacher, when I was working at a law office, when I was really barreling down and having a gazillion writing clients, I was making pretty good money. I've been comfortable in my life financially. I've chosen in the past to stay in relationships because of financial security. I'll admit that. But it's always been kind of an up and down thing for me. Last month I realized that I had to make a decision. The rent was raised here, and I was getting a blessing, such a blessing of financial assistance from the state for a while for my rent. And that's coming to an end. And for the last 6 months or so, I've been getting financial relief from the state for my rent, which has been such a blessing. I've been able to live in this amazing little apartment here in Pine, Arizona. The bun is really happy here. Hope you can see that. There she is. But I kind of knew that it was time to move on, and that it was going to be sooner than I thought. So the end of July is when I get to move out of this place that some of you have seen Victim to Victorious. I filmed all those interviews here, and it'll always have a special place in my heart. But I just knew after sitting in meditation and prayer that it was time to move on. And what am I going to do? I did some searches of rents in Arizona. And as many of you know, if you're renting, or even if you're paying off a mortgage, the way that our economy is at this moment is crazy, right? And that really goes for housing. I want to show you guys. I'm just going to take oh, there was this beautiful butterfly. Maybe she'll come back. Oh, there she is. Hi. Come back. Oh, what a blessing. A brilliant blue and orange butterfly. And if she lands again on the tree, she landed right above my head, then she was gone. So if she lands again, I'll show you guys. Anyways, so rents in the general area, in this Verde Valley area, which I really love, either that or California, being close to my family is where I would want to be. I don't think I'd want to be anywhere else. But really, after getting the advice of quite a few people in the social services area, I have to have a shout out to the amazing people from the AZ ERAP program in Arizona. Those people, I know that there was a kind of a rush job to train those individuals because of some things that happened around that program. I got to know several people there quite well and talked to dozens of them. And I just have to say hats off to you guys if you're listening to this and you're part of that program. Your customer service rep, you guys did a phenomenal job, and I think you did the best you could given the inconsistencies and the temporariness of that program. So that being said, I spoke to many of you, and I also spoke to a lot of people just in the general area dealing with the homeless, dealing with rental assistance folks, emergency assistance folks, for my own needs and just in general. And hopefully I'll be sharing some of those stories in the coming months, and maybe even doing some interviews. I'd like to launch again Victim Victorious as a monthly show on my Gentle Traveler YouTube and Rumble channel soon. That's coming soon. But anyways, it became clear that I at this juncture, just the way the economy is going, the housing market is going, realizing that it's all temporary. I really do believe that amazing, beautiful things are coming. But we have a situation that we're in right now, and it is what it is, right? I could spend roughly 75% of my income on rent and just get by and work my ass off just to get by. Or I could do something different. Now, I don't know if you know me, I'm kind of like, let's do something different kind of person, right? I've always been outside of the box. It's just who I am. I've always kind of lived on faith, even when I didn't know how to step into faith as a science and an art. Now I'm learning how to step into faith as an art and a science with Yeshua, with Holy Spirit, and with the heavenlies, with our heavenly family, and it is amazing. More on that later. So I decided to do the out of the box thing, and that is my plan is to move into this amazing, beautiful RV that you're probably seeing on your screen right now. Her name is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Get it? My last name's Pugh. And my parents always threatened, like, we could have named you Winnie. And then I would really gotten harassed in school, but they didn't. But I'm going to name my RV Winnie. Winnie the Pooh. She is a 1992 Toyota Winnebago RV that I did a handshake deal on with an amazing member of the Verde Valley community. Really super. This is another blessing thing. So I stepped into saying yes, that I didn't want to move into another rental situation, that I wanted to take life on the road for me and the bun for a little while, 6 months to a year again, and was really stepping into that reality and saying yes to that, and started to do the initial investigation into what that would look like. Was I going to get a truck with a cab over? Was I going to just tent it in my car with the bun? The bun vetoed that idea. Too small. She's got to have her leg room, right? And I said, well, why? What about the RV situation? Class Bs are way out of my budget right now because they're super popular, and so people are gouging them. Quite frankly, they don't need to be selling them for that much, but they are. And I think that's an integrity issue, but we won't go into that. But then I started looking at Class Cs, and literally within the first week, this popped up, and it was a friend of a friend, and I really so appreciate how the deal is going. And now I'm going to be trading my little blue Yaris for Winnie the Pooh at the end of summer, and now it's up to me and my amazing team. I work in partnership with Yahweh, the Holy Spirit, and Yeshua. So it's up to us to generate that money. And I've gotten gifts so far. If you would like to donate to the RV fund, go to my Ko-Fi, and you can be a member or make a donation there, or sign up for a Patreon membership for the Gentle Travel. Those are the ways that you can absolutely support this endeavor. And what we're going to do is we're going to go on the road starting in August. I'll still be in Pine, Arizona, because I'm working. Definitely making Pine my kind of home base, though, and so doing little travelings from that area, visiting family in California for sure. Maybe going up the coast a little bit. Probably going to New Mexico, Colorado, just in the west, and I'm foreseeing. And we are going to make this a book tour as well. So I have all kinds of plans that I'm really excited about, that I've gotten downloaded from, in the middle of the night. I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and poof, here it is. That's how Victim to Victoria started. That's kind of how I'm living my life right now. I wait and hear from the Lord. I wait and hear from Yeshua and Holy Spirit. What do we have on the docket today, Lord? and I'm never disappointed. I've gotten the download of what this book tour. By the way, the book tour is celebrating Miss D's new book, which is going to be a cute little paperback, talking about healthy eating and how to garden and what amazing nutrients, just things that we can pluck in the ground and grow ourselves have. Things like cilantro and carrots and kale, and also things that you might find when you're roaming around in nature, or if you're a rabbit, when you're nibbling around in nature, like dandelion. Things that we can grow ourselves to help nurture our own immune system. That's how we're going to get through this, guys. I'm not going to go on a tangent about that, or even use any words that might get me censored from whatever platform this is. But just saying that there is so much more to your immune system and to your body system than you even know. You have even idea that I even know, but I'm starting to step into that. And the first thing is stepping into a place of rest in your own body system where you're at peace. You might not be in a peaceful situation in the world, but you are in a state of peace within yourself about the decisions that you're making and how you're living your life. I hope that makes sense. I want to leave you with this. In 2020, I almost gave up thegentletraveler.com because I thought that it was amateurish. In my mind, I was making judgments that I needed to be professional as a health coach, and I launched this whole other thing. But a person who I consider very amazing and prophetic encouraged me to not give up thegentletraveler.com. And I listened to that person, and I didn't. I kept it, even though it was costing me money every month. I kept it because there was something in my heart that told me that it would come in use. Its time would come, right? Obviously, that the time for thegentletraveler.com, my kind of an extension of me on the internet, has come. Now is the time for that. And I held true to that feeling. So my question is to you is, what things are you holding on to because its time has not come yet, but you're cultivating it, you're planting the seeds? And it could be a book project, it could be just an idea you have in your mind, but you're holding on to it kind of in a good way, you know? And if you're holding on to those projects, how are you honoring them? So instead of saying holding on to, I'm just kind of giving a revelation right now. Maybe we can say that we're honoring those projects whose time hasn't they haven't fully blossomed, but you're planting the seeds. And I have a feeling that those projects and those ideas the time for them to completely blossom is really approaching. That's what I kind of get a general sense of. So I would say honor those. Don't just kind of, oh, I'm starting something completely new because in my mind you feel like it's the practical or professional thing to do. If you must, you must. If it feels right, then do it. Sometimes it's important to just, out with the old and in with the new. But a lot of times it's a process of different stages along the line of these creative projects. And only you know, and Yahweh knows. And so I encourage you to step into that dialogue with him, her often, especially with Holy Spirit, who can be your nurturer, and she is, and with Yeshua, who's kind of like the go-getter. I see like Yeshua as always our protector, and I like segue. If you don't know where to turn, Romans, I'll put the description on because there's a passage in Romans that says, Lord, sometimes I don't know I don't know what to pray. I don't know where to go. And there's some really, really good advice there, you know. And Paul says, um, go to the Holy Spirit. Say, Holy Spirit, I don't know where to go to. I don't know where to turn. And Holy Spirit, he says in the Passion Translation, Holy Spirit super intercedes for you, because God knows the longings of your spirit, and Holy Spirit can intercede on almost like a soul level to connect that bridge from of soul and spirit, and really bring forth what your spirit wants to do. And now's the time to really step into being a spiritual being walking in a fleshy body. I really am a newbie on the path, walking with Yahweh. I've been a spiritual seeker my whole life, and that's taken me down a lot of amazing, beautiful roads that I've learned a lot on along the way. And I think that it all prepared me for what I'm doing now. And now I feel like I'm learning like never before, and in a very clear way, and in a supportive way. That's the difference, I think. All my spiritual journeying has always been, I think, up till now, a lot of striving and feeling like I have to figure it out myself, you know, and kind of like, I feel like I was like a safari person, like cutting through the weeds and walking the wild, wild west, and often not feeling very protected and very restful at all on the journey. And now I get to feel protected and restful, and like I'm working with a team. And then I always, always, always have the presence of God that I can turn to, who's never going to let me down. She is always good, and always has my best and interest at heart. Always is that loving father, mother that could say, you know what, I can protect you, and here I am, and I want to present to you a possible next step on your journey. And it's our free will. We have free will to say yes or no to that always. That's kind of that's the law of the heavenlies, right? And there are others, but there's always free will. But I say yes. I say yes. Yahweh, Yeshua, Holy Spirit, heavenly family, I say yes, and I'm excited about this next step in the journey, where and I'm excited to put forward content that can be very, very insightful and informative to you on natural health, on the traveling journey, and on spiritual awakening with God specifically, and in light and love, as we step into a new paradigm on planet Earth and in the cosmos. This is Nikki Lynn Pugh with thegentletraveler.com, NikkiLynnPugh.com, The Gentle Healthy Traveler, and Miss D, the first ever traveling health coaching bunny. She's the brains of the operation. New book coming out soon, hitting the road starting August 1st, and I will keep you informed. Please look for other videos about natural health, about the traveling lifestyle, about spiritual awakening with Yeshua, walking with Yeshua is what I like to call it, and victim to victorious stuff, all kinds of stuff happening. Please stay tuned to all of my platforms for communication, and I will see you on the road. Take care.